Everyone, we begin Voices here tonight with exclusive new reporting about the alleged cover-up of an Erie County Sheriff's chief who, according to a lawsuit, was impaired when he crashed his county-owned truck into more than a half-dozen vehicles late at night. He was never tested, given a breathalyzer. No charges for crimes were ever filed. Now, his name is DJ Granville. His sister-in-law, who works for Buffalo Police, was the BPD lieutenant who responded to the site of all those crashes. Take a look at this surveillance video showing Granville hitting two vehicles. He then drove off. Seconds later, he would hit more. Now, if Granville is to face any traffic violations or other petty offenses, there are only 2 days for those to be filed. That's because this Friday will mark a year since the crashes, and there is a 1-year statute of limitations for offenses that are below that misdemeanor level. Meanwhile, and this is significant, despite that deadline in 2 days, multiple people connected to this case tell 7 News they have not heard from any investigators in the Niagara County District Attorney's Office, which was appointed as special prosecutor by Erie County's DA. Judge Penny Wolfgang is a retired New York State Supreme Court Justice, and she's live here with me tonight. Judge Penny, always great to see you.
It's always good to be with you, Michael.
Let me say off the top here, I did reach out to the Niagara County District Attorney's Office. I was told my inquiry would be forwarded to the folks who are handling this case. We did not get a response beyond that, which is typical. Prosecutors don't typically talk about ongoing investigations.
No, and they're not supposed to.
And they're not supposed to.
And they can't.
But how would you explain to folks who are watching right now why this Friday is an important date? Because it's that 1-year mark since this incident.
Well, I want to explain, first of all, what do we mean by the statute of limitations? It's the time that a prosecutor has in which to bring any charges that they're going to bring against a person. But it depends on what the charges are as far as what the statute of limitations go, how it goes, and that's what's important. There's a different statute depending on the level of charge. So yes, it is a year for the lowest violations. We're talking about traffic violations, so to speak. But there is, if misdemeanors are to be charged, it's 2 years, and if a felony is charged, it's 5 years. So they are obviously investigating the matter to decide what, if any, criminal charges. And remember, we are talking about criminal charges here, which the district attorney will have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt eventually. They can't just bring charges without proof, without evidence, can they? Right. And we don't want them to. So that is what they're doing, obviously. And of course, they can't talk about it.
Right. We were showing that surveillance video. Just as a non-lawyer looking at this, it seems that surveillance video would be proof of leaving the scene of an accident. No one was injured, so that would be that petty offense level, right? And that would be the 1-year statute of limitations. Do you think that someone could file leaving the scene of an accident based really just on that surveillance video?
I don't think, I only know what I've heard in the media and so forth. I don't think he left the scene of an accident without reporting it, because I think he reported it
at the end of all the incidents.
Yeah, when you read that. So I don't know about what the proof is or what the facts are. We really don't know a lot of the facts of what happened in this incident. We know what we see on the tape. We know what has been reported in the media. But I mean, for you to say at the beginning, for example, that it was alleged that he was driving while intoxicated, well, that would be a fact that would be probably impossible to prove at this late date after the fact. So these are just allegations, and the district attorney in Niagara County would have to, if he brings charges, he would have to have a lot of proof of that. Without a test, obviously, there was no test. There was nothing that we know of. Mm-hmm. So that would be really difficult proof. Reckless endangerment, filing a false instrument, for example. If there was a written instrument filed, we don't know that, either by the law enforcement people or by he himself. That all has to be investigated.
Finally, for folks who are watching this now, for whom they believe that this was a cover-up, it seems like there was special treatment here. I know that some folks in the legal community have said that's even the belief among some people in the legal community. How do you view this, and what would you say to viewers to maybe make them feel like, hey, this will be dealt with eventually?
Well, I think there's a lot more than criminal charges people should be interested in. There obviously could be internal charges, internal investigations with the sheriff's department, with the police department, that kind of thing, which might be going on and which people should be, following and aware of. But it doesn't mean that crimes were involved necessarily.
And Buffalo Internal Affairs is investigating as well.
There
We
you
know
go.
that based on
Right.
witnesses who have spoken with them. Real fast, and only I have like 20 or 30 seconds left. But isn't it unusual that some of the witnesses close to this told me that they have not heard from the Niagara County DA's office?
No, because first of all, maybe they told you that and it's not true. And
Okay.
second of all, maybe they were contacted and they were told,
Don't talk to the media.
Don't talk to you. Don't talk to the
Yeah.
media.
That's an
So
excellent point.
I don't think
I had not thought of that.
I did.
Always great to get your insight. Retired State Supreme Court Justice Penny Wolfgang, thanks so much for coming in.
You're welcome.
Great to see you.